Okay, I don't know what that was. But hey, family, it's a little late, but y'all, let's do a quick little mini astrology lesson and let's talk about the planets and their archetypes and how that energy manifests in your birth chart and in your life. Okay. Okay, so let's start with our first and most common luminary, which is the sun. Sun is the golden sun. Hey, please shine down on me. Oh, it's the sun. Sun is the golden sun. Hey, Okay. Y'all, I swear there is a method to my madness. But if you was just bopping with me real quick, then you and we have just had an exchange of that life force energy that the sun represents, okay? Because the sun is your outer expression, okay? Outer expression, and the sun rules Leo, the star of the show. Let's move forward. Okay, so next we have the moon, which rules Cancer. The moon is the mother archetype, and if the sun is the outer expression, consider the moon the inner self, kind of inner expression. It's your emotions, it's your instincts, it's how you naturally react to something without thinking about it. Y'all know that saying, a drunk person speaks a sober mind. Consider that the moon. You know what I'm saying? That unfiltered, unadulterated, honest, just emotion, that raw emotion that comes out. And depending on where your moon falls in your chart, it'll say if you're the kind of person who wears your heart on your sleeve, or are you a more reserved person with your emotions, or are you completely detached from your emotions, y'all? These things are so important to know, but let's move forward because this is a quick one, okay? Let's go. Okay, so next we have Mercury, okay? So Mercury is one of the planets who rules two different signs, which is Gemini, which is my sun sign, as well as Virgo, okay? So Mercury is all about the mind. It's all about communication. It's all about intellect. It's about information. If education and information is important to you, and then how you share that information. You understand? So, and how you communicate that information, so to speak. It is also over the nervous system. And I say this because, y'all, like I said, I am a Gemini and my sun and Mercury happen to be in the same house. Hence why I can be super high strung and have a lot of nervous, kind of like spastic energy. And it is because my moon and sun are they're conjuncting together in the same house, in my 9th house to be exact. So that is quick rundown of Mercury. Okay, so next we got Venus. We have Venus. I just made a video the other day talking about our super new moon that was falling in Venus. At this point, Venus is now in Aries, which we'll talk about Mars next. But Venus, another planet that rules two different signs. So you got your Taurus and you got your Libra. But y'all, Venus is love. It is harmony. It is balance. It's Aphrodite, your little high and mighty Odysseus. Y'all, it's late, but shout out to Jorge from who wrote Epic for that little detour. But yeah, y'all, it's beauty, it's sensuality, it's femininity, it's stability, it's all of those energies. And depending on where it falls, it's gonna kind of be like your love language, how you express love, how you expect that love to be expressed back to you, and all of those things. So yes, let's keep moving. Okay, so next we have Mars. So yes, I just was saying, y'all, today Venus actually landed in Aries, where it's going to stay, I want to say, for the next few weeks. So there's different significance to that, which we're not going to talk about in this video. But what I will say is Mars in particular is going to be the main culprit for a lot of things that are going to jump off in 2025, and a lot of things that have already started jumping is because of the transits and placements we have in Mars, which is, y'all, it is action, it is leadership, it is the initiator, but it is also war, it is also rage, it is also anger, it's also impulsivity and sexual energy. But again, balance and duality to everything. So I would never read just Mars down for filth, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so we halfway there. Next, we have Jupiter. Y'all, everybody knows Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. So when you think about Jupiter, literally it's expansive. Think big, think expansive. It's going to expand and multiply whatever energy from whatever sign that it's in, okay? And that's, y'all, just to be honest, it's good, bad, or indifferent. But Jupiter is also your spiritual leader. It is also your philosopher. It likes to dive deep, you know what I mean? And it rules Sagittarius. And you know, Sagittarius is his own little philosopher in his own way and right. So that is Jupiter. Okay, so next is Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn, and y'all, sometimes Saturn can get a bad rap, but it's all about duality, right? So Saturn is your discipline, Saturn is your authority, it is your determination, it's your work ethic, it's how you really get in there and get the job done, and are you focused to do it. But it can also be blocks, you know, it could be blockages in your life, it could be where limitations are and different things like that. And it is also where y'all, it's very important to know where your Saturn falls in your chart, because that is where you want to keep an eye on your health and your body, depending on where your Saturn falls, okay? Quick example. Saturn for me is in Capricorn. So Saturn is in the actual sign. It's in its home domicile of the sign that it rules. But last year, y'all, on Mother's Day, I fell and tore my meniscus in my knee. Okay? Capricorn, one of the body parts that it rules is the knee. So, okay, so next we have Uranus, okay? Say it with me real quick. Uranus. And anybody who tells you to pronounce it a different way is a lie, and you tell them to kick rocks back from where they came from, okay? But y'all, Uranus is the innovator, right? The individual. It is the authenticity. It's dare to be different. Uranus rules Aquarius. So Aquarius is known as the humanitarian, but it is also known as like, hey, I'm gonna let my freak flag fly and do me and be the true individual I was put here to be. So that is the energy that Uranus encompasses, like I said, along with technology. So there's Uranus. Okay, so next we have Neptune. Y'all, Neptune has a special place in my heart, but Neptune rules Pisces. So it is, I always want to say the underworld, but it's not the underworld because that's Pluto, but it's definitely the unknown. So I say it's the undersea, and it's also the space and sky and the just like unknown vortex of things. It's the dream, it's the creativity, it's the veil being lifted between different worlds and dimensions. It's so much mystical energy to Neptune. There's no way I can explain it in the time that I have left, but just doing a quick overview, that's what we got. But it can also be illusions and delusions. So again, everything with balance. Okay, lastly, as far as our planets go, we have Pluto, right? Which they just classified as a dwarf planet. But Pluto, y'all, Pluto is a planet of transformation. It rules Scorpio. It is transformative. It is death and rebirth. I always say it is the phoenix. It's the phoenix rising from its own ashes to be better and do better. And it's a lot of intense energy with Pluto. That's the underworld for you, okay? Okay, y'all, so the for real last but not least is your rising sign. That is whatever sign was rising on the Eastern Hemisphere when you were born, and that is going to be your persona, okay? So that is going to be how other people view you. Persona. Y'all know that little. But yes, y'all, my time is up here. This was just a super quick run through. I'm glad I made it in enough time. So check me out on the website, mother/circle.net. I'll see you there.